At night, the university reopens its doors and teaching areas are transformed into spaces for a diverse array of cultural and educational activities. Community access to rooms was launched as a pilot project in September 2022, offering more than 40 community groups the use of spaces on campus free of charge.
The sitar is a musical instrument from northern India. It's a stringed instrument. Usually it's got 18 strings and it's played in North Indian classical music or Hindustani music. I came initially to do a PhD on Indian classical music at Edinburgh Uni, graduated in 2018. I'm a professional sitar player and teacher, and this is what I do for a living. The Sitar project is a community group that aims at promoting Indian classical music, particularly in Edinburgh, but across Scotland. So we've got about 40 different sitars, which we offer to students for free if they join our classes. We welcome everyone, basically. If you're someone who has an interest in Indian classical music or the sitar, then you're very, very welcome to join this group. But we also try to create a really nice social environment where it's a really nice way of getting together with other people and just sharing a few hours of music.
How did you find the process of applying to use this space?
Very straightforward. I was amazed. I emailed them on the morning and by the afternoon I had already everything confirmed. Amazing. After spending years looking for spaces, ideally for free, to be able to do these classes, finding it was really a blessing. Well, it's allowed me to teach more people at the same time, so it allowed me to merge last year's beginner group and the more ongoing intermediate group, and plus the location is perfect. Most of us live in this general area, so we can all just walk here. So it really was like the perfect room for what we were looking for.
So the community access to rooms is commitment 29 on the community plan. We have a very large estate. We're one of the largest higher education estates in the UK. We have over 550 buildings. So we realised that we didn't really have a system in place. We were getting quite a few requests from local community groups. We also have quite a few of our buildings that are open out of hours for clubs and societies, for student bookings. So we realised it would be relatively simple for us to extend that to our local community, which is one of the reasons we set up the pilot.
We use our space for English classes. We teach 3 classes a week, pre-intermediate, intermediate and beginners class. We were running classes in 2019 into 2020, and then when COVID happened, everything stopped. We pretty much since halfway through 2022, we've been rebuilding. The challenge was that we, as a small charity, we didn't have the money to hire halls. So community access to rooms was really a godsend for us. And they are so useful for small to medium-sized charities or any other community group. It has given the welcoming a 40% rise in the English provision that we can do. We teach maybe 550 people every 6 months who come to English classes with us. If we didn't have these 3 classes, that would be reduced a lot more and people wouldn't have the opportunity to learn English. And there are so many refugees, migrants and asylum seekers here that need that opportunity.
So we use it for our theatre rehearsals, for our Edinburgh Fringe projects, but we have also used them for different workshops and seminars with the local community as well. Bear Productions is an Edinburgh-based local community interest company. We provide theatrical opportunities, and the most obvious way of doing that is through productions. I think that's what we're most known for. So that's an annual Fringe production. But I think everything that we do is centred around an ethos of community values. So last year our production was Rent, and a huge theme of that was around the AIDS crisis, particularly in the late 80s and early 90s. So we worked really closely with Waverley Care as an organisation to ensure that the storytelling was authentic and accurate, and kind of did fundraising activity for them and really worked closely with them. So although with theatre at the heart, and that's our main purpose, we do lots of strands and other activities too. Yeah, so it was actually really straightforward. It was an initial contact with the department. I'd heard about it word of mouth from other users of the room. And then once I made initial contact, it was a very simple form about like what we need to use it for and like the days. And we found one that was like the best fit. I guess for us, it's all about floor space. So we just needed lots of good floor space. So the beauty of like lecture spaces is they're not only much warmer than church halls, but they have all the kind of tech and sound equipment that we would need for rehearsal too, like projectors and a way of connecting like a laptop device as well. Although we still apply for funding now, it means that we can kind of redirect those funds into other areas to help us like expand or to provide more opportunities for the community rather than spend it on like rehearsal venue hire.
So I'm really pleased to say over 40 groups and organisations are using the spaces and working with us, which equates to about 2,000 hours of space within the campus, which is fantastic. And we're only looking to build on that time and the number of groups that we're in connection with. My favourite part of the project has been working with the team. It's been a really collaborative effort across SRS and estates and lots of other groups. It's been brilliant seeing the uptake, seeing community groups using the spaces. We've had some really positive feedback, which is great. I would say get in touch, come and have a look, and if you think, we might not have the right space, we've got lots of variety of spaces, so, be as clear as you possibly can about your needs, and we're able to tailor. We have such a large estate that we have a real variety of choice.